Hello everyone. Today we are diving into something pretty fascinating. That is the next phase of the AI revolution. Focusing specially on AI agents. We will explore what AI agents are and how they are evolving, what they mean for the future. It's an interesting time in the space of AI. I can't wait to share my insights with you all. Let's get started. Today's roadmap is actually it has 5 parts. In the part one, we'll be exploring why agentic AI matters to us. In part two, we'll be diving into how agentic AI differs from the traditional AI. In part three, it's like we will break down what are the components involved in it so that we'll be on the same page, right? In part four, how agentic AI will help in reshaping the workforce of the future. As well as in the final part, we'll be looking at what are the future trends, what one look at to improve the future of agentic AI. Let's dive into the part one, that is why agentic AI. To begin with, let's discuss 3 types of AI: chatbots, copilots, agents. We will analyze their focus and capabilities and how they make decisions to support various tasks. By the end, you will understand where each type excels and their ideal use cases. Let's start with chatbots. As we know, chatbots are like your friendly virtual assistants, right? They often phone in customer support and information retrieval. They thrive on conversation, responding to your questions based on their preset scripts or data. Imagine asking one about store hours, right? It quickly fires back an answer. However, they do hit a wall when it comes to a decision making. Basically, when it comes to chatbots, right, they are pretty much sticking to their pre-programmed responses. While they are helpful, but they don't quite have the ability to think outside the box. Now let's look at the copilots. If I want to put it in a simplest way, copilots are like your super smart sidekicks compared to regular chatbots. While chatbots just answers questions, copilot actually help you with tasks. Think of generating content or giving you feedback on your ideas. They are great at tackling more complex interactions, almost like brainstorming together. But here is the cool part. You still get a call, that is, you still get to call the shots and make the final decisions. Yeah, next one is, let's look into agents, right? Think of agents like superheroes of AI. Unlike your regular AI tools, agents can operate completely on their own. They learn from the data and make decisions based on what they have experienced. Imagine a smart robot that can navigate a busy street or manage your schedule without you having to remind it constantly. They adapt to changes in their environment and can tackle all sorts of tasks. No hand holding is needed. Let's get into part two, where we will be looking into how agentic AI differs from traditional AI. All right, let's talk about traditional AI for a moment. Imagine this. It's like that one friend who is super good at specific tasks but struggles with anything else. For instance, think of a chess playing AI. It's champ at strategizing and making moves on the chessboard. But ask it to analyze your emails or pick up a new game. Nope, it's stuck, right? It can only do what it was programmed for and can't think outside of the box. outside of that box. So now let's switch gears to agentic AI. This is where things get really interesting. Picture a self-driving car. Unlike our chess buddy, this car is adaptable and can react to whatever happening around it. So it doesn't just follow a rigid set of rules. It assesses road conditions and navigates through traffic, even dodges unexpected obstacles. Like so, so that means actually the amazing part is it learns from each drive, so it gets smarter over the time. So in short, while traditional AI is like a one-trick pony, and agent AI is more like a savvy driver who adjusts their approach based on the real-world experiences. Isn't that cool? So, but if you know what really sets these two apart, it's all about adaptability, right? So, traditional AI is like that movie recommendation system, great at suggesting films, but pretty stuck in its ways. On the flip side, think of agentic AI as a self-driving car. It can think on its feet, learning and adapting to whatever is happening on the road. One is fixed in its role, while the other is constantly evolving and navigating the real world like a pro. So, in part three, what is agentic AI? So, let's talk about agentic AI. You know how most AI just sits and they're waiting for us to tell it what to do, right? So, like for example, asking Siri for the weather condition. Well, agentic AI is way cooler. It doesn't just wait around, it acts on its own. Imagine an assistant that not only answers your questions, but also says, hey, looks like you forgot to set your alarm. I'll do it for you. So it's a proactive. So no constant nudging is needed. So think of it as a super smart personal assistant that handle things even before you realize you need a help. So now what makes this AI is so special? First of all, autonomy. It's like that one friend who doesn't need you to micromanage every little detail. So the AI can handle tasks on its own. Then there is a proactivity. So imagine, for example, for instance, consider this example. Suppose you have an AI coffee machine. So once you got up very early, that machine it's like it make you a cup of coffee, and when it noticed you are up early. So agentic AI doesn't just wait for instructions; it acts when it sees a need. And another important key characteristic of agentic AI is adaptability. So think of it like your playlist adapting to your changing mood. So agentic AI learns from its experiences and improves over time, pretty much like how we humans do. And finally, goal oriented. This AI always has its eyes on the prize, that is on the goal. So whether it is a driving car safely or managing your smart home, it knows what needs to be done. But how does it work? What are the core building blocks for the agentic AI? So basically, since we want an autonomous decision-making system, so it has a very fundamental building blocks like, but how does this magic happens, right? That's what we were referring to. So the first fundamental building block or operation is the perception. The AI is always watching in a good way only. So it gathers information from various sources, whether it can be cameras, sensors, or data sources. So then it is a decision making time. So imagine you are choosing what to eat for a dinner, right? So then the AI does similar thing, something similar, but with a lot more depth, like a lot more math, analyzing options and picking the best one. So once it has a perception after the decision, the next is whatever the decision it took, now it should act upon. So AI actually does something like steering a car in case of autonomous vehicles and adjusting your thermostat in controlling the temperature in your home. So it's not just talking, it's acting. So and it doesn't stop there. What is the final stage? It has to adapt, right? That is the learning thing. So that is AI learns as it goes. Just like how you remember to avoid that one restaurant after a bad experience. The more it works, the smarter it gets. And what are the applications of agentic AI? So agentic AI is kind of everywhere you can think of. Let's start with autonomous vehicles. You have probably heard of self-driving cars. Well, they use agentic AI to make real-time driving decisions. And it's like having a super focused driver who never gets tired. In healthcare, AI is like having a personal nurse who never sleeps. It can monitor your vitals 24 by 7 and even alert your doctor if something seems off. And or finance. So AI agents are busy keeping an eye on the stock market. For example, this is the example I'm trying to put it forward. So suppose buying and selling a stock at just right time. There are they also sniff out fraud faster than humans ever could. And smart homes, another application. So imagine a thermostat that knows your ideal temperature before you even ask, or a security system that alerts you about potential threats while you are at work. And finally, obvious application is the customer service AI agents, right? So here, these kind of chatbots that can solve the problems without you putting you wait on hold, without you waiting on hold for hours. They answer questions, offer solutions, and even fix your issues on the fly. See, but now it's not all smooth sailing, right? So there are some challenges too. So in order to make them practically live and deployable and rely upon. So what are those? The first and foremost is the trust and reliability. So we want to make sure that these AI systems are reliable, especially in critical areas like healthcare or when they are driving us around in the self-driving cars. No one wants us, no one wants to rely upon the unreliable AI, right? Making a risky decisions. So then there is an ethical decision making. This is a big one. Let's say an AI has to decide who gets critical care in an emergency. So those are the tough calls. How do we make sure AI makes fair and ethical decisions in such situations? Finally, privacy. These AI agents are often collecting a tons of personal data, your preferences, your habits, maybe even your health info. So it's essential that we have a strong privacy protections in place. No one wants their data floating around without consent. So to wrap up this part, right? So agentic AI is already changing the game in industries like healthcare, transportation, finance, and even at home with smart devices. It's going to keep transforming the way we live and work, making things more efficient, smarter, and even a little futuristic. But with great power comes great responsibility, right? We need to address those ethical and privacy concerns to ensure this tech is being used for good, keeping us safe and our data secure. The future is, I think, bright with agentic AI, but it's up to us to guide its development responsibly. Who knows? Maybe one day your AI assistants will know you better than you know yourself. So, in the part four, right? So, we are going to talk about something super fascinating, how agentic AI is actually reshaping the workforce. So, we are talking about how AI is helping us work smarter, faster, and more creatively. From automating tasks to collaborating with us, AI is transforming industries in ways we are just beginning to see. Okay, now let's see the impact of agentic AI on workforce. Let's start with something obvious, that is automation, right? So AI is doing the repetitive, boring and stuff, right? Boring stuff. So we don't have to do the same thing. Think about Amazon warehouses. So even ever wonder how they get your packages to you so fast? It's not just humans running around. It's AI-driven robots zipping around, organizing and moving products. These robots don't just speed things up, they also reduce errors, help companies scale. Now, here is the cool part. While AI is taking over these repetitive tasks, it's also creating new jobs. You might lose some jobs to automation, but guess what? New roles like AI specialists, machine learning engineers, data scientists, and etc. are going to are popping up. So recently, actually, World Economic Forum released one report. Actually, it predicts that there is a 97 million new jobs could be created by 2026. Crazy, right? So another something little different we'll discuss here. See, previously we had focused on automation, right? So now the when it comes to agentic AI, there is one more application. It might one more way it can reshape the workforce is through augmentation. So this is where AI doesn't replace us, but makes us better at what we do. Take doctors, for example. AI tools like IBM Watson are helping them diagnose diseases by analyzing massive amounts of medical data in seconds, right? So it's like giving doctors a superpower. Watson finds patterns and suggests treatments that might not be obvious right away. So, but don't worry, the doctor's job isn't going anywhere. It just means that they are making better and more informed decisions. Or how about what about in marketing? Suppose you know tools like Adobe Sensei. So it helps designers by suggesting visuals and automating tasks like resizing images for different platforms. So instead of getting bogged down in the little things, marketers can focus on the bigger picture, strategy, creativity, connectivity with people. All right, now let's talk about tools. So AI isn't just one size fits all solutions, right? There are so many different platforms and technologies coming up with AI, agentic AI, or different AI tools to drive both automation and augmentation. So, for example, take Microsoft Azure, for instance. A business across industries are using Azure to automate process, make better decisions, and even predict what's coming next. Then you have got OpenAI Codex, which powers GitHub Copilot. If you are a developer, Codex can literally write a code for you based on plain English description. So it's like having a coding buddy that speeds up your work. And in manufacturing, Microsoft HoloLens is a game changer. Imagine wearing a headset that overlays digital instructions right into your field of vision while you are working on a mission. So not only can you troubleshoot faster, but you can also collaborate with our remote experts and hands-free, of course. So another here is where things get really interesting. The future of the workforce. That is the future of work. So it's not going to be just AI or just humans. So it's going to be both. Imagine a hybrid workforce where AI handles the repetitive, data-heavy tasks and humans focus on the stuff we are uniquely good at, like creativity, emotional intelligence, and complex decision making. So take the financial industry as an example. AI is great at spotting fraud and analyzing risk, but you still need a human to make those strategic big picture decisions based on what the AI finds. So the magic happens when the humans and AI work together. It's like having an assistant who always ready with the facts while you handle the higher level thinking. So to wrap up this part, right? So AI is here. It's not just reshaping the industries; it's creating whole new opportunities. Sure, the change can feel intimidating. Some jobs will disappear, but a lot of new jobs will emerge. The key is embracing AI as a tool for growth and innovation. Workers who are open to collaborating with AI will have the upper hand in this new frontier. The future workforce is going to be dynamic, efficient, and packed with potential, especially for those who learn to leverage AI to their advantage. Thanks for joining. So, in this part, which is the final part, so in order to make agentic AI more reliable, so what are the future trends which our globe has to work upon to make it deployable and rely upon them? So now in this part, right, we'll be looking into the trends that are reshaping the future of agentic AI. So one key area is the reinforcement learning. So we need to bring in advancements in terms of faster learning and improved transfer methods for training agentic AI systems on a newer task more efficiently and a quicker way through some kind of efficient rewards and penalties. So another one is the multi-agent system. So it's like it basically it involves AI agents are collaborating among themselves for a common goal. This leads to better teamwork across sectors like logistics, agriculture, and healthcare, enhancing the efficiency and the effectiveness. So another key area is explainable AI in order to bring a transparency in agentic AI. So AI systems must clearly communicate their reasoning, especially in finance, healthcare, to build trust and understanding. So another important area is ethical AI and bias mitigation. So basically, this area is brings up focuses on fairness and bias mitigation. So it is very crucial for inclusive AI systems, particularly suppose in hiring, ensuring equal benefits for all users. So and another very crucial one is integrating AI with IoT enhances smart devices, making homes and cities more responsive. So this technology optimizes daily life and improves manufacturing processes. So there are various top companies are leading the agentic AI space. Suppose, for example, Google DeepMind focuses on development of advancing the RL algorithms, and Microsoft, Amazon are developing a suite of AI algorithms, and they are putting their own cloud platforms like Azure AI and AWS AI. And when it comes to IBM, they are working on ethical practices. And when it comes to Facebook, it is working on various innovative research techniques to push the boundary. And the conclusion. So there are some of the exciting trends we can expect in the future of agentic AI, from advanced learning algorithms and multi-agent systems to ethical AI and IoT integration. The possibilities are truly limitless. Thank you, everyone.